Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law.
Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. All parties raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. This is the matter of Sammy White versus Clara Marzulla, and you are suing your friend for the cost of your Gucci bag, $1,600?
Yes.
Wow. All right, and the defendant says it's your fault that she lost the bag, and I understand there's a witness who's going to say the same thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
So now tell me your side, Miss White.
Yes, Your Honor. So, as you said, my name is Sammy White, and all of us took a girls' trip to New Orleans. We had planned this months in advance. It's a group of 4 of us, including myself. And we had a really great time. I had this whole itinerary planned. I got in charge of, planning everything out, where we're gonna go, all of the different nightlife. We were very excited about the nightlife, about Bourbon Street, all of that. Mm-hmm. Now, my ex-friend here, Clara, is a irresponsible individual and doesn't really take accountability for her actions.
And how long has she been irresponsible and not taking accountability? Be quiet.
Your Honor, ever since I've known her.
And how long have you known her?
We were sorority sisters in college, so about 6 years now. And we planned this little trip to New Orleans as a little reunion to get everyone back together. Again, planned this months in advance. Everyone knew what they were getting themselves into, right?
I guess.
So, we were in New Orleans. We had this whole plan. I had gotten in contact with a special promoter to get us a table at this amazing nightclub in New Orleans. And we had gone out the night before and had a really good time. And Claire here was feeling a little hungover and was being a little bit of a dud. And so to try and convince her to come out, I offered her my Gucci bag, a Dionysus small shoulder bag, absolutely stunning, the $1,600 in question, Your Honor.
Do you have a picture of the bag? I know it's gone now, but do you have a picture of this bag that's caused all this ruckus?
Would you like the receipt as well?
Well, I think I know $1,600.
Okay.
What's it gonna tell me?
Nothing, just the authenticity of the bag.
Okay, $1,600 Gucci bag.
Yes.
And to get her to feel better, to perk her up, to encourage her to go out with you, you offered that she could take your bag.
Yes, she has been eyeing it for as long as I can remember, has always asked to borrow it. I never let her because I know how irresponsible she is. But tonight, you know what, I really wanted to, encourage her, do something a little nice,
So you bribed her to go?
Maybe a little,
yes,
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay.
And the main reason was because for this going out situation, we were going to be sat at a table, we were going to get free alcohol, get jumped to the front of the line. It was basically VIP service that I had organized for all of my friends. And the promoter said the one condition is that there had to be 4 of us and that we all had to look good, right? So we were supposed to rally the troops. Claire was being very annoying, so I offered her the bag. We go out. We have a fantastic time. We're drinking, we're dancing. And then the next morning, she wakes up. She's like, I was so drunk, lost my bag.
Well, weren't you with her?
I was.
And didn't you see that she had your bag?
I thought she did up until the end of the night.
You were with her the whole night. She's carrying your bag. So you must have been drunk too.
Oh, absolutely. We were all drinking. We were all having a great time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so you guys, the next day, you woke up and she discovered the bag was missing.
Yes, Your
And you
Honor.
didn't realize that the night when you left the club that she didn't have your bag?
In the same way that I hold accountability for all of my items, I expected my friend to be doing
I didn't
the
ask you
same.
that. I didn't ask you what your expectation was. I asked you, did you not realize that she didn't have your $1,600 bag when you left the club?
At the end of the night, I guess I did not realize that she didn't have my bag.
All right. All right, let me hear from you, Miss Marzulla.
Thank you, Your Honor. So as she said, we went out and she forced me to go out with her. I wanted to stay in because I was kind of hungover for the
Nobody
night.
forced you to do anything. You made a decision. She convinced you. She kept asking you. She kept bugging you. You made a decision.
But she
you
was,
made a choice.
Yes, Your Honor.
She didn't force you.
Okay.
Because force means she twisted your arm. She held a gun to your head. She caused you to some harm or threatened some harm. She didn't force you to do it. And I'm not going to allow you to use that word.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
I'm going to tell you something. That is never a defense in my court that she told me I had to drink. Because you are a human being, a grown person, an adult. And if she told you have to kill yourself, would you kill yourself?
And later,
But one day the bird didn't come, and I walked around the complex looking for it. I found it under the lemon tree, and it looked like its head had been bashed in.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Sammy White, who is suing Clara Marzulla for property loss.
She convinced you?
Yes.
She
and
persuaded you?
She persuaded me and she bullied me a little bit, to be fully honest, Your Honor. And then she convinced me even more, like she tried to convince me even more by asking if I would want to borrow her Gucci bag.
Sounds like she did convince you.
She did convince me. I decided to go out, but I wasn't really in the mood to drink because
Okay, now you're going to tell me she poured alcohol down your throat.
She did pour, my friend Jessie here also saw her, she did pour more alcohol in my mixed drinks than the rest of the girls.
So you ordered a mixed drink.
No, we had bottles at the table.
Might I add?
That were
No, you might
offered.
not add anything. You've said quite enough. So you made the drinks at the table.
Correct.
All right, and you're saying that Miss White poured more alcohol into your drink,
While I
pure
was not
alcohol,
looking.
after you had poured your mixed drink.
Correct.
Okay.
While I was not looking.
Okay, all right.
And she also told me that other than that, she told me that I had to drink and not to be rude with the guys that paid for the drinks.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. That is never a defense in my court that she told me I had to drink. Because you are a human being, a grown person, an adult. And if she told you have to kill yourself, would you kill yourself?
No, but I was being
and if she
peer
told you
pressured.
you have to learn to accept responsibility for your behavior. Just because she told you have to drink, you're not 5 years old. You have to be able to say, so what? I'm not drinking anymore. It's your body. It's your consequences of what happens when you do too much drinking. You have to learn to ignore that when people bully you or tell you whatever. You use the word bully. I don't. I use the word people afraid to stand their ground for their own conduct and to do what's best for them.
Okay, I gave in and drank
There
and
you
had
go.
my drinks, but she poured more alcohol.
I got you on that part, but
Thank
she didn't
you.
force it.
Well,
She tricked you in that part.
she tricked me and
Okay.
I blacked out because of that and lost her purse because of that. Not only lost her purse, I lost my ID, I lost my phone, I lost my wallet, all my cash, everything I had on me. I had to spend the
Now,
following
where
day.
were all your friends that they let you lose all of that?
Honestly, we
Stand
didn't
up.
realize until.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jessie Blythe.
Jessie
I'm a friend
Blythe.
of Clara. Yeah.
So all of you were that drunk that nobody realized that she was missing her belongings. She was missing her Gucci purse.
We were so in the moment, as friends are, coming out of college.
You were so drunk.
Yeah.
Just tell the truth.
We were.
Okay.
And honestly, I witnessed Sammy also pouring more alcohol into my friend Clara's drinks.
So if you witnessed that, why didn't you tell your friend when you saw it?
There was dancing going on, and we were
If you
involved.
witnessed it, why did you not tell your friend she poured more alcohol into your drink?
I did tell her a few days later.
I mean then, when you saw her doing it.
Because once it wasn't such a big deal. I mean, we're friends.
Because you
Like, it
didn't care.
happened. I sure did. I told her a few days later.
But a few days later is not going to help what's going to happen to her right then.
She didn't realize
I didn't
the
realize
situation was that dramatic.
I didn't realize how much
you don't
was going
realize
in.
it's
I
that
didn't-
dramatic when somebody's pouring more alcohol into a drink that's already made?
Because maybe somebody else can handle it. My body apparently
You guys
couldn't.
have known each other a long time. You're sorority sisters. This wasn't the first time you've gone out together. Who do you think you're talking to? You sounded like the idiot and you trying to make me believe that.
No, it's just you're.
Look, she didn't care at the moment. It didn't matter that she was pouring more alcohol into your drinks. She just wanted you all to have a good time. Everybody just wanted to have a good time. That's all that mattered. Have a good time.
Yeah.
And it was honestly irresponsible of Sammy to continue pouring when we were already
And it
out
was
of town.
irresponsible of you to know that she was pouring and not to say anything and not to stop it. It was irresponsible of you not to tell her when she wasn't paying attention. All of you acted irresponsibly on that night. And I don't want to hear that phrase not one more time from any of you, because all of you acted irresponsibly. And because of that, you're not getting that money for that bag. Because you. That's why I asked you those pointed questions. How long has your friend been irresponsible? How long have you known her? Have you ever known her to be a responsible person? Nope. Ever since I've known her. So then why the devil would you give her your $1,600 Gucci bag and you know she's irresponsible? All of you were irresponsible. So, and you accept it in this courtroom. I'm not gonna give you back $1,600 because that's exactly, when you know somebody's not going to take care of your stuff, why would you loan it to them? And you just almost like pushed it down her throat. Come on, you can carry my Gucci bag. Well, she carried your Gucci bag. You had your fun. You partied. You got to see New Orleans. I hope it was worth it. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
You lost a bag and a friend.
At least only one of those was valuable.
Coming up,
I was sleeping. It was maybe the 5th day. And around 3 a.m. in the morning, a very loud sound woke me up. It sounded like all the time.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
In the matter of Philip Stockmeyer versus Marissa Perez, you were suing her for $2,150, you said, because she killed your bird, and that's the price you had to pay to bury the bird.
That is correct, Your Honor. I drove 2 hours to a special crematorium that we've cremated some of our family members at.
Okay, so tell me what happened. How did we get to that point?
Your Honor, this person killed my best friend, Sunshine, and I manage a mobile home park, about 20 units. My mother died, my wife divorced me and left me with the mobile home park. So I'm all alone there, and one day a bird flew down while I was walking near a lemon tree. And I named her Sunshine.
So it wasn't a bird that you bought?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. What type of bird was it?
It's a crow. And then one day I heard from Marissa Perez, and she develops living spaces, and she wanted to make a mobile home her next project. So I gave her a nice space next to the lemon tree where Sunshine would sometimes go. But one day the bird didn't come, and I walked around the complex looking for it. I found it under the lemon tree, and it looked like its head had been bashed in. And so I took Sunshine and drove it to the crematorium and had it cremated. And then one day I heard her talking to a friend, and she said and I overheard her saying, "I took care of that dang bird." And so I knew it was Marissa that killed Sunshine.
Coming up.
So then what'd you do?
I'm not proud of this, but I went to the local market and I got a slingshot and I just take care of it.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Philip Stockmeyer, who is suing Marissa Perez for $2,150.
The crow was not your animal, was not your pet.
It originally was a wild animal
Okay.
that moved to
So
the
did
park.
you know crows flew through that area?
I didn't know. I was new to the area. And I asked him about noise, children, noisy neighbors.
And what did he say?
He said everything was all right, that it was a quiet place.
So what happened with Sunshine, you and Sunshine?
Well, I remember that the first week that I moved there, I was sleeping. It was maybe the 5th day. And around 3 a.m. in the morning, a very loud sound woke me up. It sounded like all the time. I tried to make noise to make him disappear, but the bird will just not go. And I called the next morning Mr. Philip to tell him about the situation. He needed to do something about it. And he just said, oh, why don't you buy a sound machine so that you don't hear the bird? So the sound machine didn't work. I couldn't sleep. I was not eating properly. I was very stressed.
So then what'd you do?
I'm not proud of this, but I went to the local market and I got a slingshot and I just take care of it.
You shot him?
Yes.
Now, why do you think she has to pay you because you decided to pay for a funeral for a bird that really wasn't your animal?
Your Honor, this bird was my last friend.
That bird belonged to nature, though.
I had adopted it. I would carry it on my shoulder and I'd walk around and
Did you tell her that was your bird?
I didn't specifically tell her that, no.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
This is a tough case. I did some research to see if there was any kind of criminal offense or if there was any kind of ordinance in the state that prohibited her from shooting that bird, and there isn't one. As a matter of fact, it's called a Migratory Bird Treaty Act, but under that law, the crow is not protected. So that bird could be shot, killed, slingshot, whatever. And the bird didn't belong to you. It wasn't your property. Out of your love, you decided to choose to pay for the bird to be buried. But I can't order her to pay you for, that was not your property. It was just something that you cling to and you enjoyed. The bird was free. Now, if the city says you shouldn't have killed the bird, or the state or the county, then she could get a fine for that. But there was no law against it. So I'm not going to order her to repay you for the cost of burying the bird. So judgment for the defendant.
Thank you.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I should have killed that bird before.
I wish I
long
could
ago.
evict you right now.
You're the worst property manager ever.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.